Bill Gates is flat out wrong about AI destroying your job. In fact, the data shows AI will create twice as many jobs as it eliminates, and I can prove it. What if I told you that we're currently in the sixth wave of technological revolution? I've tracked for years in my quantum leap waves framework. Each of these waves follows the exact same pattern, and AI, it's no exception. After studying 250 years of technological disruption and accurately predicting multiple market shifts, I've uncovered something shocking about AI's impact on jobs that the billionaires don't want you to know. I'm going to reveal 5 specific industries where AI will create unprecedented wealth opportunities, plus the one skill that will make you invaluable in the AI economy. So let's go.
Artificial intelligence could replace the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs.
Fear of AI taking over human jobs.
You know, a great doctor, a great teacher. And with AI, over the next decade, that will become free, commonplace.
All right, so you've been seeing these headlines around everywhere lately, right? I mean, pretty scary stuff. But what if I told you that these predictions, even from brilliant minds like Bill Gates, are fundamentally misunderstanding how technological revolutions actually work? Now, if you've been following my work, you know I've spent years researching and documenting what I call quantum leap waves. They're 50-year technology cycles that transform our economies and society all throughout history. Now, drawing from the groundbreaking work of Carlota Perez in her book, Technological Revolutions and Financial Capital, I've identified these reoccurring patterns that show how technology evolves its predictable waves, creating massive opportunities, of course, for those who understand them. Now, from the Industrial Revolution of 1771 to steam and railways in 1829, steel and electricity in 1875, oil automobiles in 1908, telecommunications in 1971, and now, the decentralized tech revolution beginning in 2021. Now, each of these waves, it follows the same predictable pattern. Now, initial disruption and fear, followed by massive job creation and economic expansion. And this isn't theory. It's a documented historical pattern that repeats with remarkable consistency. So for those who don't know me, just real quick, now I've been deeply involved in technology and investments for over 2 decades. I've built and sold 2 different technology businesses. I've been investing into early stage venture tech deals. Today I'm a partner in a leading Bitcoin venture fund, as well as advisor to several tech Bitcoin companies, totaling more than $500 million, which is why I spend almost all my time analyzing these macro trends that affect all of our financial futures. And I've been implementing AI in my own businesses, and I've seen firsthand how it creates more opportunities than it eliminates. But I also recognize the legitimate concerns that people have. Now today, I'm gonna walk you through why Bill Gates and other tech leaders are missing the big picture here. The historical evidence from previous technological revolutions, the economic mechanics that drive job growth and destruction. I'm going to give you 5 specific industries where AI will create the most jobs and the one skill that you need to be invaluable in the AI economy. Now, if you're worried about your own job, whether you're looking for investment opportunities in this space, this analysis is going to change the way you view AI revolutions. And it's going to show you where we are in this current quantum leap wave. But first, if you're new here, just make sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification real quick so you don't miss out on any of these cutting edge analysis videos, so you can understand the forces that are shaping our economic future. Now, let's first start by understanding exactly what Bill Gates and others are claiming about AI and jobs. You see, in a recent interview, Bill Gates said that, quote, AI will replace doctors and teachers in 10 years. Adding that, up to 80 to 90% of doctors, teachers, and other white-collar service providers will be put out of work. This is coming from the man who co-founded Microsoft. He's been at the forefront of the digital revolution, and he's not alone. These concerns, they're not new. All throughout history, major technological shifts seem to always trigger the same fear. Now, during the Industrial Revolution, there was a group called the Luddites. They destroyed machinery that they believed threatened their jobs. When computers entered the workforce in the 1970s and 80s, people feared that mass office worker displacement would happen. When the internet emerged, traditional retail and media jobs were supposedly doomed. But here's where Gates and others got it wrong. They're looking at technologies in isolation rather than seeing them as a larger economic cycle. Now, when I look at my quantum leap waves model, I see that we're currently in the early deployment phase of the decentralized tech revolution that began around 2021. Now, AI is a core technology of this wave, along with Bitcoin and the way they converge here. And it's just like the steam engines was to the first industrial revolution. And here's what Gates seems to be missing. While each wave does initially displace some jobs, it consistently creates far more new opportunities than it eliminates. Let me show you the evidence. Let's look at what actually happened during previous technological revolutions in my quantum leap waves model. So the first one up was the first industrial revolution, which was from 1771 to the 1830s. This was the original tech disruption: steam power, mechanized textile production, and the first factories. Now, did it eliminate jobs? Yeah, absolutely. Traditional craftspeople were crushed. Around 8% of Britain's population worked in what was called spinning in 1770. When the spinning jenny and the water frame came along, those traditional jobs disappeared practically overnight. Sound familiar, right? But here's what most people don't realize or don't think about. This revolution created entirely new categories of jobs that never existed before. Factory workers operated new machinery. Engineers designed and maintained those machines. Transportation workers handling increased distribution. Coal miners, as the energy demand went up. Clerks and managers to run these growing businesses. The numbers don't lie here. Manchester, UK grew from 25,000 people in 1771 to over 300,000 by 1851. Richard Arkwright's factory in Cromford employed 200 workers in 1771, while later Ford would employ 40,000 workers under one roof at his Michigan plant. If technology was killing jobs, wages would have tanked. Instead, they surged after an initial adjustment period. Now, let's fast forward to the second wave in my model, the age of steam and railways. This was from 1829 to 1873. This brought transportation revolution and early factory systems, and yes, it also disrupted jobs again. Horse-drawn transportation workers, traditional craftsmen, manual laborers, they all faced massive challenges. But let's look at the results. Entirely new industries emerged: railways, locomotive manufacturing, the telegraph. We had new commercial centers developed along these rail lines. International trade expanded dramatically. New management occupations appeared everywhere. Between 1830 to 1870, the global economy experienced unprecedented growth. And in the United States alone, manufacturing employment expanded 4 times as railway networks connected the entire country. We saw labor unions. They grew massively during this period too, from about 500 strikes involving about 150,000 workers annually in the early 1880s to much larger numbers by the 1890s. Workers weren't disappearing. Their numbers, their economic power was growing. Now, let's jump to the fourth quantum leap wave, which was the age of oil, mass production, and automobiles. This is from 1908 to 1971. Now, everyone was sure that assembly lines would make humans obsolete. What about all the buggy makers when the cars were there? We saw craft manufacturing jobs, traditional transportation roles, they did get automated. But what happened next? Well, the automobile industry created millions of new jobs. Oil production, refining, distribution employed millions more. Mass consumer goods industries, they exploded. Advertising, marketing, retail sector grew exponentially. The suburbs began to develop, creating construction booms. The fifth wave, the age of information and telecommunications from 1971 to 2021, brought computers and the internet. Now, everyone was sure that these were going to make humans obsolete. Some clerical jobs, some manufacturing positions, data processing roles, some of those did get automated. But check this out.
But computers, robots, and artificial intelligence systems are replacing people.
People in computer occupations increased from 450,000 in 1970 to 4.6 million by the year 2000. Information workers grew from 37% of the U.S. workforce in 1950 to 59% by the year 2000. James Besson from Boston University found computerized industries actually experienced higher employment growth than non-computerized industries. Interesting, right? According to McKinsey, the personal computer and internet created over 19 million jobs. And that's not a mistake. We're talking 19 million new jobs. So are you starting to see the pattern in these quantum leap waves? Every single technological revolution follows the same trajectory. 1, initial job displacement in some specific sectors. 2, creation of entirely new job categories. And 3, a net positive job growth. So all these predictions about AI destroying jobs, well, like I said, we've heard it all before. We've been hearing it for almost 300 years. And history has consistently proven the pessimists are wrong. But understand why this happens. To understand that, we have to understand the next thing. And to really grasp why technology creates more jobs than it eliminates, we need to understand 5 key economic mechanisms that Bill Gates and others seem to be overlooking. First, productivity and economic growth. Okay, this is basic economics that most AI doomsayers ignore. When productivity increases, the entire economic pie expands. More value is created, and the same resources which generate wealth, and that wealth creates demand for new goods, new services, and yes, workers. During each quantum leap wave in history, productivity gains drove unprecedented economic growth. In the computer era, cities with high levels of computer adoption saw faster economic and employment growth than those that lagged behind. Second, complementary effects. This is the key insight that most people completely miss. New technologies often complement human labor rather than just replacing it. A recent MIT research suggested that AI is more likely to complement than replace human workers. AI systems enhance human capabilities, enabling workers to focus on higher value tasks while automation handles routine work. Think of it this way. The computer didn't replace office workers. It made them more productive. It made them more valuable. And the same thing's happening with AI, but at an accelerated pace. The third reason is that there's new industry creation. Now this is the big one. Each quantum leap wave spawns entire new industries that no one could have even thought of or predicted. The automobile industry, it was unimaginable before the internal combustion engine. It employed millions directly and indirectly. The software and internet industries, they were non-existent before computers. Now employ tens of millions globally. Now AI will create entire industries that we can't even think of or imagine yet. The fourth reason is that consumer demand expands. As technologies reduce costs and increase quality, they expand markets and they stimulate consumer demand. This increased demand drives employment growth. As computing became, more affordable, computer ownership expanded dramatically. And that created jobs in production, sales, support, software development. And the fifth reason is skill-based technological change. Now, while technology may displace certain routine tasks, it increases demand for skilled workers who can work with new technologies. Now, research by economists David Card and John DiNardo shows that technological change has consistently increased demand for skilled workers. Now, together, these 5 mechanisms explain why every quantum leap wave in history has been a net job creator. But is AI truly comparable to past technologies? Some say it's more disruptive. Well, let's look at the evidence. Let's examine what's actually happening right now with AI and jobs, contradicting Bill Gates' predictions. Okay, well, according to the World Economic Forum's Future Jobs Report, approximately 170 million new jobs will be created this decade, significantly outpacing the 92 million jobs expected to be displaced. Technology-related roles are the fastest growing jobs in a percentage of terms. AI and information processing technologies are expected to create new employment opportunities in 86% of surveyed companies. LinkedIn data shows that as of November 2024, there's been 16,591 new AI job postings, a 59% increase just since January of 2024. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics projects employment of software developers to increase 17.9% between 2023 and 2033, much faster than the average for all occupations. But it's not just about the numbers, it's about entirely new job categories emerging. For example, AI prompt engineers. These are specialists who can craft queries to elicit optimal responses from AI systems. We have AI ethic consultants. They're professionally ensuring ethical AI implementation. We have AI integration specialists, and these are experts who implement AI solutions within business processes. We have machine learning engineers who develop and build the optimized AI models. We have AI trainers. These are workers who help AI systems with human feedback, AI auditors, synthetic media designers, AI strategy consultants, advisors who help organizations like mine implement AI effectively, and so many more. Now, let me reveal 5 specific industries where AI will create the most jobs in the coming years. First, healthcare. AI is revolutionizing healthcare. It's creating jobs in AI-assisted diagnostics, personalized medicine, predictive healthcare, remote patient monitoring. And the healthcare AI market is projected to reach $188 billion by 2030, creating millions of new roles. 2, education. Now look, yes, AI is going to replace some teachers. It needs to. But we're seeing AI create new educational roles in personalized learning systems, adaptive curriculum, development, educational content, creation, and AI-enhanced teaching assistants. We'll see it in creative industries. AI is turbocharging content creation, opening opportunities in AI-assisted design, augmented creativity tools, synthetic media production, content moderation. We're seeing it in financial services. It's transforming finance with roles in algorithmic trading, personalized financial advising, fraud detection systems, automated compliance monitoring, so much more. Transportation, logistics, from autonomous vehicle development to supply chain optimization, AI is creating high-paying jobs all over in that sector. Let me give you a real-world example here. I was talking to a friend who runs a marketing agency. Now, before AI, he had a team of 5 people creating content. Now, after implementing AI tools, he didn't fire anyone. Instead, he tripled his client base, but only had to hire 3 more people because of the AI systems and the ability to scale their clients. The fallacy in thinking is that just because people can do more with less, that they're going to want to do less? Like, really? Where in human experience shows us that? It doesn't. Now, this is the complementary effect in action. It's happening across all 5 industries I just mentioned. Recent research from the Tony Blair Institute found that the net impact of AI on unemployment is relatively modest, with a peak increase of only 340,000 unemployed in 2040, a fraction of the total workforce. Even in manufacturing, where automation fears are strongest, the evidence is surprising. Studies from China show that employing robots has in many cases increased firms' labor employment, labor productivity, and average wages. The pattern we saw in previous quantum leap waves is playing out again in AI, just like it was before. But this time, the transition is just happening faster. AI isn't another technology, it's a general purpose technology, like electricity, like computing. So it has applications across virtually all industries. Let me share 5 reasons why AI will ultimately create more jobs than it eliminates, contrary to what Bill Gates believes, what the other doomers believe. Okay, first, like I said, AI is general purpose technology. So unlike a specialized technology that only affects specific sectors, AI is transforming everything from healthcare to entertainment, education to manufacturing, finance to agriculture. General purpose technology historically creates more jobs than it eliminates by enabling all the new businesses, all the new business models, the products and services across the entire economy. Second, AI complements human skills in unique ways. Now, previous technologies primarily automated physical tasks. AI automates cognitive tasks, but in a way that enhances human capabilities rather than fully replacing humans. Skills like creativity, emotional intelligence, ethical judgment, and interpersonal communication remain difficult for AI to replicate. The future isn't AI or humans, it's AI and humans working together. This complementary relationship creates entirely new possibilities. Third, massive global investment. According to McKinsey research, AI spending grew to over $550 billion in 2024. That's $500 billion invested into AI development, implementation, and integration. But where does that money go? Well, it goes into hiring people, hiring engineers, hiring developers, hiring project managers, trainers, compliance specialists, and more. Fourth, we'll see an unprecedented productivity growth. Now, AI-driven productivity gains are going to expand economic output at rates that we probably have never seen before. Now, some positions may be eliminated, but increased productivity leads to lower prices, higher wages, and greater consumer spending that drives job creation in new areas. Fifth, adaptability of the economy. Now, each previous technological revolution faced concerns about mass unemployment. Yet, economies consistently adapted. New job categories emerged. Workers developed new skills, and human labor found new applications that complemented the technology. The pattern is clear across this quantum leap waves that we've looked at. There's no reason to believe that this time is different. In fact, the evidence suggests that AI will create jobs even faster than previous technologies did. Now, let me reveal the one skill that will make you invaluable in the AI economy. It's AI human interface expertise. Basically, being a human. The ability to effectively collaborate with, direct, and complement AI systems. Now, this isn't just about technological knowledge. It's about understanding where human judgment, human creativity, emotional intelligence can add value that the AI cannot replicate. It's about becoming the bridge between AI capabilities and human needs. This is why I believe that AI will never replace me, at least completely. Okay, so how do you develop these invaluable skills? Well, here's your action plan. First, develop AI complementary skills. Focus on skills that AI can't easily replicate or that work alongside AI, like creativity and innovation, emotional intelligence and interpersonal communication, critical thinking and complex problem solving, ethical judgment, decision making, AI literacy so you can understand how to work with AI tools. Second, stay adaptable. Embrace continuous learning. The most successful people in the AI era will be those who can continually adapt to changing technology. Make learning a daily habit. Take online courses, join communities, experiment with new tools. Third, look for opportunities in the 5 high-growth AI sectors. I mentioned them before. These 5 industries are healthcare, education, creative industries, financial services, and transportation and logistics. Fourth, consider entrepreneurial opportunities. The biggest winners in quantum leap waves are often entrepreneurs who create new products and services. So look for problems that AI can help solve or ways to implement AI in existing industries. And finally, fifth, position your investments. Just as we've discussed with Bitcoin and other transformative technologies, early investors in AI stand to gain significantly. So you want to look for companies that are developing AI infrastructure, applications, complementary technologies. Remember, as I say, the game is rigged. The wealthy understand how to play the game to their advantage, and when it comes to AI, the game will be won by those who embrace this technology and find ways to leverage it, not those who fear it and try to resist it. Now, the further ahead you can see, the faster you can go. And now you can see exactly what's coming. The biggest job creation boom in human history. So let's wrap this up. I've shown you why Bill Gates is wrong, how every quantum leap wave creates more jobs, the 5 economic mechanisms that drive technology and job creation, the 5 industries where AI will create millions, and the one invaluable skill to make you AI-proof. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And the rhythm of technological progress across quantum leap waves has always been the same. Short-term disruption followed by long-term job creation and prosperity. This time's not going to be any different. In fact, the AI revolution will create more opportunities, more wealth, and more jobs than any technological shift we've ever seen. The question isn't whether AI will take your job. It's whether you'll be ready to seize the new opportunities it creates. And it's also changing the entire financial markets and creating what I call the investing black hole. Click here if you want to learn how to pivot your investments to get ahead in this new age. And hit that like button if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And that's what I got to your success.